This past weekend, a reporter and content creator from Meidas Touch by the name of Adam Mockler managed to catch up with Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend, Brian Glenn, who of course is a broadcaster for Real America's Voice. And Mr. Glenn immediately became enraged at a question that Mr. Mockler asked him. It was a simple question, right? Like, hey, Trump's got 34 felony convictions against him. What do you think of that? Like, that's the question that sent Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend over the edge. And here's the clip.
Do you think Donald Trump, when he was convicted on all 34 counts, what did you think about that? Because that was
me, Matt. And none of those 34 counts is worthless. You got a worthless case. You got a case from the FEC.
Why is it worthless?
It's worthless because there was no crime that was committed.
Falsifying business records with the intent of covering up another crime. Michael Cohen went.
That's what they said. That's what you say.
That's what the jury said. The jury handpicked by Donald Trump's lawyers.
I know exactly what you're all about right now. You're not an independent journalist. You're nothing but a Trump hater, and you're out here trying to get everybody to be tripped up. Let me ask you a question. Who thinks these 34 indictments are worth a piece of crap?
You know what?
They're all worthless. You know that. You know that. You know that. You know that.
What, the 34?
The 34 indictments are worthless.
You're saying that our entire... Wait, let me finish.
It comes down to one question. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather have Joe Biden in the White House for another 4 years?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. President Biden...
Interview over. Interview over. Okay. I don't want to talk to anybody that has any... You have zero common sense.
You're undermining our entire justice system when you say this jury...
your ability to elect the next president that's competent.
I'm sorry, I don't want the dude that made his supportors attack the Capitol. I don't want the dude that...
the supporters attack the Capitol.
His rhetoric directly...
He said peacefully walk to the Capitol.
He said fight. He said Mike Pence didn't do it.
Me again, but don't touch me. Don't touch me, my dog.
Dude,
don't touch me.
You're getting in front of our way.
Don't touch me out here. I'm just telling you that. I got questions. Don't touch me, my boy. Don't do that. If you worried about 34, you don't worry about 34 ass whoopings in a minute, boy.
Go follow that rally. Don't bring that bullshit over here. Don't bring that bullshit over.
I don't even know what to say to that. Like, you're not a reporter. You're just a partisan guy. You're just a Trump hater. You're biased. Really? He's the one who's biased? He was asking honest, legitimate questions. You're a Trump supporter. So what do you think of these 34 convictions? Well, they're not actually crimes. Okay, well, falsifying business records to cover up another crime is not a crime. And that's when, of course, the guy went off the rails. But Brian Glenn is also, like, every accusation he leveled at Mockler is true about himself instead. He's like, you're not a reporter, you're just a biased hack. Like, that's what you are, dude. You do that for a living too. Except Mockler was not even being biased there. He asked you an honest question. Now, another thing happened that was not necessarily featured in that clip, but that big dumb moron that you saw, with tattoos and he's doing his phone like that, that was a right-wing MAGA rapper by the name of Forgiato Blow. Now, according to the reports, after Brian Glenn, of course, stormed off, Blow went up and he said, if you're worried about 34 felony convictions, you're going to worry about 34 ass whoopings in a minute, boy. So mad that this reporter from Meidas Touch asked a simple question that you're now threatening to give him 34 ass whoopings. It looks like you just finished off 34 Big Macs. I don't know that you're going to be whooping anybody's ass. Like, all he has to do is slightly jog away from you, and you're going to be sitting there like, I'll get you in a minute, boy. Yeah, it's not going to happen, man. You're not kicking anybody's ass unless it's to cut the line at McDonald's. So maybe chill out a little bit there, okay, Blow? But anyway, these Trump people love to think that everybody agrees with them, right? That's the whole point. That's why Brian Glenn got so mad. He's like, you would prefer Biden over Trump? That's insane. And then he tries to get the crowd worked up and the camera pans to the crowd. There's like 10 people there. Okay, that's the best you could do? You want to sit there acting like these felony convictions don't matter to American voters, that you still get hordes of MAGA people to come out and you got like a handful of people there with you? That's pathetic. Maybe that's what was actually pissing him off. Maybe he was mad that more people didn't show up to whatever thing he was trying to do there, and the reporter asking the questions just, was the straw that broke the camel's back. I don't know. But either way, these people are living in an alternative reality where nobody cares about Donald Trump's convictions, but I would advise them start looking at some polling data, because every bit of it shows that your guy Donald Trump is in serious trouble because most voters are taking those criminal convictions very seriously, and they've told us that it will impact their vote this November. Hey everybody, I don't know if you've noticed this, but we are closing in on a pretty major milestone here at Fair and Balanced as we approach 500,000 subscribers. But we're not there yet, and we definitely need your support. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, like and comment on the videos and share them as widely as possible.